Hey, welcome back. I'm Ellie. I think it's safe to say that Encanto has been a raging success. We've got some Lego sets themed around the Family Madrigal and La Casita, but we don't have... Well, let's talk about it as we go along. So we have got the Madrigal house, and it came with Mirabel in minidoll form. It also came with Abuela. Oh, her Lego counterpart is so beautiful. I just love the detailing on her dress. And the set also came with Antonio in microdoll form. And we got some of the other characters, the rest, some more of the Family Madrigal in microdoll form in the little book sets. So we have got Isabella as a microdoll, we've got Louisa, and we've got a microdoll Mirabel as well, which is just the cutest thing I've ever seen. But we don't have them as mini dolls, and the micro dolls are cute, but they're not really... They're actually... I mean, Louisa's dress doesn't look anything like what she wears in the actual movie. So let's start with Louisa. Let's turn her into a mini doll. Wish me luck here, because these costumes are just covered in detail, and that is not my strong point. Anyway, so starting with Louisa, I am reluctant to give her the light nougat skin tone that Lego gave her in the microdoll form, because I think it's too light, but it will be easier for me if I do so, because to give her a buff torso, a strong woman torso, I don't actually have that in the nougat in that skin tone, so it makes it easier if I do it in this lighter skin tone. So I've done that. I've painted a white blouse on here. I've had to paint the neckline in the light skin color, and you can see it creeping up her neck a bit. Anyway, that's right, I can clean that off later. It's also creeping down her arms. Anyway, painted her torso. I've painted a skirt piece for her. Can you see? Of course you can. Like, the light picks it up so horrendously. I've had a go at painting the stripes or the embroidery. Oh my gosh, there's just paint everywhere where it shouldn't be. I shouldn't put this in front of a macro camera. I can see all these problems that I couldn't see before. Anyway, I've had a go at actually giving her stripes on her skirt, but I've failed dismally. So we're going to do it on camera, because that's a really, really good idea. So she's got a head. This is the best face piece that I could find for her. There really just isn't much with dark brown eyes that really suits her, but doing the best with the pieces that I have. Now, painting the bottom, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to paint the bottom because I just can't paint straight lines. It's my nemesis. So I'm going to use this tape, which I could actually use as a guide for painting straight lines, except it bleeds through. It bleeds. I have not much success with the tape either. This is tape that you use for guiding fingernail lines and stuff like that. It's nice thin tape, and you get it in all different colors. So going to use this, oh gosh, to put the lines on her skirt, because at least if I muck it up, I can just take it off and redo it. So I've already preloaded this pink strip. I've cut these much thinner than they come. They have to be super duper thin for this. So I've put the pink layer underneath the light purple layer, and even just trying to get it around, because this skirt goes out like it's an A-line skirt, so it's wider at the bottom of the strip than it is at the top of the strip. This tape doesn't stick particularly well on mini dolls, or on this plastic or on the paint. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lay it down, and then if it's not sticking, I'll just peel it up like side by side, from side to side, and put some Mod Podge glue underneath it, and that will stick it on, much more permanently. So that'll do for the middle embroidery bit, kind of. We'll try and just make sure the front is super duper straight, because that's the bit we're going to be looking at most of the time. Okay, oh my gosh, my scissors have chipped a bit of the paint off the top. Wow, all right, well, I'll fix that up later. So let's just press this down as much as this is too rubbery. This is a silly one. Let's not do this. I have learnt my lesson to stop trying to press it down with my fingernail. So I've got these nice hard rubber ended tools. They're cool tools for working with clay and stuff like that. So yes, all right. Okay, so we have got one middle strip on. It seems to be holding pretty well. Let's put a thin one down the bottom. So we need one down the bottom here. And because this is thinner, it means it's not going to bubble up on the edges. It's going to be a bit easier to get it straight going around. I'm just going to snip past the little groove in the back and just crisscross it over, because then I can neaten that up later on. Or I could just leave it like that, because that's at the back. Nobody's going to look at the back. I am going to look at the back, so I will fix it up. So we'll smooth that down. That's working really, really well now. And we'll put this one up above it, just like leaving... This is so hard to do in micro form. it's so small. It's such a small area. I really just cannot paint. I can't paint these smooth, really, really defined lines because the embroidery on their skirts is like a piece of ribbon. So it's got really, really crisp, clear lines. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it like this for Louisa. I could try painting on the strips, but I'm not going to do that now. I'm just going to leave it alone. But what I am going to do is, I've loaded this up too much. I'm going to just pick up, or fix up these little bits. See, there's too much paint on that. I needed to, yeah, all right. Okay, this is the problem. This is so very hard to do all this on camera. Anyway, we're fixing up the little parts where I've chipped the paint off while I was just busy working with the bottom of the skirt, and maybe just up here around the waistband. Oh no, yeah, all right. Oh, now it's gone onto her top. I mean, it's only little, but I'm going to see it's going to bug me. I'm going to take her away. I'm going to fix that. There we go. All right, so I fixed that up. I have also given her, in that minuscule amount of time where she was off the screen, yay, video editing, I've actually given her a little ribbon around her hair, but I did not manage to make it a nice big bow. Her hair's not quite right, but, you know, it will do for now. I actually think with the success of the Encanto movie that we're going to see more sets, so I'm hoping we'll actually get bona fide mini doll versions of these characters, but in the meantime, making my own. Right, okay. Isabella. Isabella has got the medium nougat skin tones. We've got a few more options of nice big dark eyes for her headpiece, like dark brown. Yeah, okay, all right. But first up, I've got to deal with her skirt. So what I've done is I have taken I've taken a spare pink skirt that I haven't actually painted over it with purple. And then I've made the idea of layered soft flowers cascading down and around to create the contours and the layers. And yeah, okay, all right. So I think it looks really, really pretty. They don't quite look like flowers when we're up this close, but they're the idea of flowers on her dress. And for her top, I had lots and lots of fun, and we're trying to get that little frilled neckline going on in 2 different shades of pink. And same thing with her sleeves. I did the best I could, and I think she looks really, really pretty. Now, I've chosen Raya's head for her to use. I think it works okay, and I've given her a little beauty mark just underneath her eye, and I'm going to use the same hairpiece once again that the micro doll used, like I did with Louisa. It's not perfect, it's not even quite the right shade, but I mean, you can tell who she's supposed to be. And then we just put a flower in the side, and ta-da, we have got a mini doll version of Isabella. And I think she looks so much better in mini doll form than in micro doll form, even just with my own version, which is not quite perfect, but it will do for the time being. Right, now, the sisters are all done. I want to do Dolores, though. She is just the cutest thing in the world. And Nandy's hairpiece from the the set, the Lego Friends set from the beginning of the year. I commented even at the time it was perfect. So I've painted the scarf on it already, which was yellow. I've painted it red, came up so beautifully. The face, for her face, this is actually Olivia's micro doll face from the Advent calendar, which works quite well. There's a little bit of, seems like the print is streaking, but it's not so easy to pick up on camera, so that's good. All right, so for her outfit, I'm using one of these skirt pieces like I did with Louisa. Not this one, obviously, but this is just to show you how, yeah, you know, what the skirt piece looks like before I painted it. It's the same length as a Mirabelle skirt, but Dolores' skirt is actually a little bit longer, like down to her ankles in the movie. So I would have liked a slightly longer piece, but you know, this will do okay. All right, so I have painted it, and I've already done my stripe trick with the tape, but I also went ahead and painted over the tape and put a little bit of detailing on, which is dodgy, but it looks pretty, so I'm really, really happy with how that turned out. For her torso, I've used one of Olivia's tops, and this is one of the new mini doll torsos which have got like double layers on the inside. Does that make any sense? Like there's an insert in it, but if I actually discovered if I erase the blue, I get a yellow layer. So the layer underneath is yellow. So I erased the blue, so I had a yellow base for the actual top, and then I just had to paint the frill dodgily on the top with the 2 colors on it, and put a little bit of red threading around the edges and around her sleeves, And of course, her little choker as well. I've just noticed a bit of extra paint on here, which I can fix with my fingernail. All right, so her choker kind of disappears when we put her head on. So I probably should have painted it down just a little bit lower, but I just don't think I have those skills. Actually, I know I don't have those skills, so it's where I could just reach with a paintbrush easily. Okay, so look, Dolores, this is adorable. I mean, her hairpiece isn't quite perfect. The little fringe piece needs to be pulled back, but once again, it will do until we get official versions. I'm just seeing a few little flaws here. Well, there are a lot of flaws, but there are a few that I can actually fix. Yeah, okay, all right. So we have got the sisters and Dolores. I think she's my favourite. She's so cute. It's a mini doll. I couldn't do her earrings. I wanted to do her earrings. Anyway, can't have everything. Just got to do what we can do. So this is the family so far that I have now got. So I've already repainted 3 mini dolls to make Louisa, Isabella, and Dolores. Oh, and on a tangent, I really want to upgrade the Madrigal house. I need to get a second set to be able to, like, there's instructions on the Rebrickable site. You can, I mean, very clever people make instructions for MOCs, and I want to have 2 sets of the Madrigal house to be able to make this one that's bigger. But I can't get a second set of the Madrigal house anywhere. Anyway, if I do build it, we'll talk more about Rebrickable and these sort of instructions. But when I really want to make it bigger. I mean, the family that I'm making, I'm adding extra family members. We need to be making it bigger to fit them all in. However, we don't talk about Bruno, but I think it is definitely time that we talk about Bruno. In fact, we're going to make Bruno, but we're not going to make this version. We're going to make this version slightly less confronting. So to make Bruno, while we're talking about him, we're going to need I mean, his face is so full of characters. Really, this is going to be really hard. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at my headstand. And I just realized how stupid that sounds. It's a stand full of heads. And I try to put one of each different head that I have on here so that I have a reference so I can have a look. So anyway, these are all the male ones. We've got some medium nougat heads, which is the color that I'd like to choose for him, but we've got more nougat styles, and not the younger boy faces don't work for him. He needs the more rectangular shaped head like this. Maybe River's face, because I have quite a few of River's head pieces, so I have a few duplicates, so I won't be too sad about having to muck about with his face. So these are 2 different versions of River's face. He's got the fantastic, like, scared face, which would do okay for Bruno, but Bruno doesn't really look scared so much, and I've only got one of these, so I don't really want to muck about with that one. However, I do have about 3 or 4 of just the normal old River face, and he would look really different if I just change his eyebrow angles, and maybe I could just change his face, because Bruno definitely does not have a smiley mouth. So what I have done is I have actually erased his eyebrows and erased his mouth on a different head, and I've repainted them in just slightly differently. Oh, and given him a little bit of facial hair. So this is my slightly dodgy version. I'm just gonna, when I see this in front of the camera lens, like under macro, I see all of my mistakes, but it has to be, it's as good as I can currently do. So now he just looks like a little bit quizzical and a little bit worried. So I like this. It's just a really simple modification, but it makes a whole world of difference, just changing his eyebrows and his mouth. So now we've got what we need for Bruno for a face. Hairpiece, perfect one, already manufactured by Lego. Thank you, because trying to make curly hair pieces for mini dolls is not easy. So we've got perfect hairpiece, so nice. Now let's talk Bruno clothes. This is the bottom that we're going to use. Unfortunately, the skin tone is not the right skin tone, so I need to paint that, and I need to paint the whole thing brown. Yeah, so here is the pants piece, now painted up with brown pants. They even kind of look rolled up at the bottom, kind of, sort of, maybe. And I've painted, quite dodgily, some thongs onto his feet as well. They're not quite symmetrical, but is Bruno symmetrical? No. And he shouldn't have to be. So I'm going to be covering most of this with a nice big poncho. So first up, though, we need a brown torso. Well, sorry, brown clothes on his torso. I painted another one of River's torsos for this. Basically just coated it in brown, not overly Why is it covered in dust? Where does all this dust come from? If it's not cat hair on my building table, it's dust. Oh my gosh. All right, so I just feel like I'm smearing more dust on here. But anyway, we're going to cover it over with a poncho. So I'm going to use this existing cape piece as my pattern. This actually came on the Judge from the Lego CMF series number 9, I think. And this is going to be the right shape. Obviously, we don't want the big cutout in the front. More cat hair on it. How does that even happen? The cat's not allowed in the room where I build Lego. Anyway, cat hair gets everywhere. And so I have traced this onto a piece of paper. Not exactly the same. Doesn't obviously matter, but I have made it a little bit longer, and I've put a little V cut out as well around the neck. So this is going to be my pattern, which at the moment just looks like a sandwich board sitting on his shoulders. So I could kind of round this over on the top just by gently pinching it between my fingers, and that gives it a little rounded shoulder thing. So I was thinking about what material to make this out of, and I've made capes before out of material and then put fabric fray stop and stuff on them, or glue to make them not fray, but they still fray, or they get really, really hard, so they're way too stiff. Like this Alice in Wonderland doll that I made a couple of years ago. As you can see, material just frays. That's how it's made. It's woven. So I was trying to think of an alternative for material, but I didn't want to use paper because paper's kind of stiff. But you know those things we've been using every day for the last 2 years? Yes, face masks. I had an epiphany that these are like soft, but like they're like tissue, but they're strong tissue. And I could paint it, and if I paint it, hopefully, it doesn't make it too stiff because it's already really soft. So I had an experiment with some face masks. So these are the internal pieces. This bit here is really nice, and I try to go with this. These ones are really good for other things, but not for this because I actually have like a little circly pattern in. So when I painted on it, you could just see the circles. But this inside part of the basic mask is a soft papery tissue with stretch in it, and when I painted it, it looks like this. So this is my sample piece, which I actually drew on to try out pens and stuff on it as well, and it looks okay, but I feel as though I needed to iron it maybe before I painted on it because there's all these little ridges in it. So, but it does work really, really well, and it doesn't rip like paper, and it soaks up paint so nicely. So yeah, this was my first experiment, but then I thought, I've got these, I should try these as well. So these are inserts for fabric masks that you can put in the pocket of your fabric mask and throw this bit away. And this one actually has, where's the one that I already cut up? I don't want to waste any of these. So these have got 5 layers in them. So some of these layers are not going to be usable for this, but I can think of many other things that I could use them for. I mean, this is a fantastic... They're all fantastic. Like this little charcoaly kind of layer is so good. But the ones on either side of the charcoal layer, you can see I've used most of this one. They are very, very nice, flat, papery tissues, soft. They've got a little bit of stretch in them, but they're nice and strong. Actually, I lie. These are a little bit less strong than the other ones. So when I pull it this way, the other way, it actually will snap much easier than on the other fabric mask. Sorry, the other paper mask. But because they were really, really flat, like really nice tissue paper, this is the one I decided to use. So this is what I've used for the capes for Bruno and for Camilo, who we're doing in a moment. So I took it, I painted it, and I did little cuts on the bottom, and now to make the tassely bits. So this is Bruno's mask. No, it's not a mask. It's not a mask anymore. It's much more fun. Bruno's cape, which is paper, but better. So this is now covering some of the multitude of sins on his brown outfit. Look at that! Now we can talk about Bruno because he's got a complete outfit. Isn't that cute? Actually, yeah, his poncho's not sitting as well as I would have liked, but I'll fiddle with it later. And he's going to have a couple of accessories. He's going to have it's supposed to be a rat, but he can have a mouse because the mice are so much cuter in Lego form than the rats are. The rats are really scary, and you know, Bruno's rats are cute, and I like this mouse. So he's having that, and this is a quarter pie piece from the new Dots. We'll open that pack in a moment, but I snuck this one out so that he could have that as the prediction shard that I mean, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So look at that. He gets a couple of accessories plus a whole outfit. Well, we've got it. We can talk about Bruno now because he's a mini doll. Ta-da! Now, we've got Bruno. Let's talk about Camilo, who we were never not allowed to talk about anyway. He is, I mean, I don't know what accessories to give him. So we'll worry about that at the end. So he does have dark brown pants, but I'm just ignoring that because I already have black pants. So I'm using black pants, and this way I just had to paint the bottom and his thongs on. So he's got that, and he's now got a white shirt underneath, which I noticed now looking at the picture was actually more kind of cream, but I don't care. He's having white. I'm just ignoring all the rules. His head is actually Boone's head from Boone's boat from Raya and the Last Dragon, which is ethnically incorrect, but it works okay for this. And it's got a really quirky, cool expression, so it works nicely. And I made him a poncho in the same style as Bruno's, so exactly the same way with some of the fabricy tissue stuff from a face mask, which just is so exciting. And this one sits a bit better than Bruno's because I've actually mushed this around a bit more in my hands. So, look at that! Now, for hair, Antonio's hair, so his little brother, it is his little brother, right? His hair is actually really, like, a really good fit for this, but it should be a different shade. But it should be dark brown rather than black, but yeah, I'm ignoring just the details at the moment. It's close enough, and I'm gonna say that that's good enough for now. And he doesn't get any accessories because I have no idea what would I give him, like a plate full of food. That's about all I can think of. But let's make Pepa, because she is just the most fun character. Her face is so filled with character that this is going to be a massive challenge. But first up, making her outfit was very similar to making Louisa's and Dolores's. I used the same technique as I did for those, so make sure you check out that video if you're interested in how I did this, including these straight lines around the bottom of the skirt, because I used a bit of a trick for that. So go and check that video out if you haven't seen it. Trying to find a full body picture on the internet of Pepa was really hard, strangely. You can find them of all the other characters, but not of poor old Pepa. Now for her top, I used this one, which is a newer torso, which I have duplicates of. And if you actually erase, like if you rub out the top, the next layer underneath is orange, because there's this little overlay. I'm gonna have to cut one of these torsos in half at some stage for a video. That'll look gruesome, but just so we can have a look what's on the inside and how they're put together. So I erased the external print, and then I had an orange base, which I very dodgily, this is really not my best work, but I put a couple of layers of frills along the top, and I'm looking at her arm, like her sleeves, and I'm not terribly proud of my, now she's falling over. She's not terribly thrilled with my work here, but you look at it and you know it's Pepa, and oh my gosh, look at that. That's just what's happening? Oh, I've just scraped some more of the paint away. All right. I mean, obviously I've got some more work to do here on Pepa's top, I think, just to make it a bit better. Now for her head, this is tough because she's got green eyes, right? So she's red hair, green eyes. So these are my green eye options here on this side. None of them work. And she's got like big eyes, big nose, big mouth. None of those just work. And these are the ones with freckles. And I suppose the characters do have freckles. So these would work too, kind of, but none of them have enough character. Maybe this one, which is, I think the Rapunzel tangled face, but it's too kind of juvenile looking for her. So I just don't have a face that will work for her. So you know what? I'm just going to go with a generic Mia face because I have heaps of them. So it doesn't work. I really want a big open mouth, I think, and I'm too afraid to paint this. So, but we're going to do this just as a base. This is Pepa when she's more calm, maybe. So that, yeah, her face is not ideal, but for hair, I'm struggling too. So this is Merida's hairpiece. These curly redheads. How many pieces like this do we have in Lego? Like none. Well, we've got one. We got Merida's, but yeah, it's really hard. This one would do okay because she's got a really big thick plait down the back, and this is an orangey brown color. This one's Mia's mum's hairpiece, but it doesn't look as wild and curly as it really should. Like, this is the neat version of Pepa, and I can't put the yellow hairband on it either. So I had a go at making it out of modeling clay, as I do, and this is how it ended up. It's not my finest work, but this way I could put the yellow bow on nice and easily. Now that I look at it, those front curl bits look like small intestines, but now that I've said that, now I can't unsee it. Right, so she's got small intestine hair, but she does have a big long plait now, and she does have the yellow band. And for those of you who are interested, I use Fimo modeling clay because it actually bakes at a much lower temperature than Sculpey, which is another one we get really a lot here in Australia. But Sculpey's also a lot softer, and it's really, really hard to do these hair pieces in soft modeling clay. So at these temperatures, the mini doll head doesn't actually melt in the toaster oven. So yeah, I've had success with that, just not with my small intestines. So Peppa, let's give her an accessory. Let's give her a rain cloud, because that might help distract from the intestine hair. So if I just want to make this a little bit more interesting than just a cloud. So let's build it up into a proper nice fluffy cloud. And that's actually going to be quite heavy now. Let's see how it goes. So if I use one of these transparent rod pieces, I can attach it to a clip and then attach it. Oh no, hold on. I'm going to need to put it that way. But then I need to build that up a little bit to be able to actually fit it on. All right, that's quite heavy now. I wonder if her arm will still hold that up. Let's find out. Ooh, it does, but she's going to topple forwards. So if I just put her on a green cloud, so she's just surrounded by clouds, a green grassy cloud for a base so that she can stand up. So there we go, a Peppa mini doll. We can talk about Bruno, and we've got Camilo now. So we have really, really expanded the ranks of the Madrigal family today. To be Isabella from Encanto, of course. I mean, there are no other Isabellas in the world. She's the only one who currently exists. So I mean, I don't know how you could possibly have thought it could have been anybody else. So, Lego has not made a mini doll of Isabella yet, so I made my own. If you missed that video, make sure you check it out. There is a micro doll, but that will not do for my purposes because it's too cutesy, and I want to make something, more realistic to the movie, though even if that's even possible, I don't know, because the room is constantly changing and in flux, so who knows, we'll just make something. So, to do this, obviously we're going to need a lot of pink, we're going to need purple, we're going to need lots and lots of flowers! Oh my gosh! Right, so flowers, did we say? Let's see, pink, purple, and a bit of, when the light hits it, there's orange in there too, but we do need something a bit different. So also got just one token cactus in amongst all of that pink. So this is the pre-letting herself loose Isabella room, so lots of symmetry, lots and lots of pink. Right, so first up, the focal point of her room when you first come into it is her bed, and it is a magnificent bed, and I want to do justice to this bed. So this is going to be, well, let's see whether I can achieve it. So this tile was actually her bed in the Lego Micro Doll book, so I'm going to incorporate it into this bed. So I want to use this as part of the bedspread, like sprinkled flowers on the there's cat hair in here, so we can't have that. We want to use this as part of a very, I mean, her bed is just pristine. Like, look at the corners, they're just tucked hospital tight. So we need white with roundy corners. Okay, so this is going to be, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and make the shape, and then I'm going to backfill what else I need here to hold in the pieces that I want to be here. So it might not be the most efficient way to build the bed, but this is how I go about creating things. It's a bit chaotic, but I'll get there in the end. So, I hope. So I need to be able to put the actual bedspreads on here. I don't need to fill everything in. This will just hold them up nicely. And then I want to have, there has to be a bed head for that really fancy wooden bed head as well. So I need to leave space for that. And these, is that going to go there, or is that going to be part of the blanket turnover bit? I don't know. No, let's leave it there. So this is going to be, it's going to be quite a large bed, but that's okay, because it's the focal point of this room. So put pink up here for the turny bit up the top with the pillows, and to try and get all those pillows with their really cute tassels. Not really going to be, oh, hold on. I need to just make sure I fill out bits underneath here to try and get what's happening on the top. To try and get those piles of pillows. This will be the front layer, and then on this smooth layer, I'll try and sit up some more pink pillows. So these rounded pieces, I can put these, I don't even know the names of these things. These little ones with they look like tassels. So basically we've got a little bit of tassel work going on with those pillows, but I have to figure out how to attach them. So to do that, we're going to make my idea of what that headboard is with the wood and the triangles, and this is going to be that, and I can attach the pillows to it Hold on, I can put that in the middle, I reckon. There we go. So that is not terribly secure, but it looks really awesome. So I'm going to go with that. And I need to attach it onto here. So let's backfill some more bits. And then to actually attach it so that I can angle it just a weeny bit, I want to have these pieces. So that goes on like that. And then when I pop it on like there... Look at that. I mean, it looks terrible from the back. This is a bit protruding, but we're not looking at it at the back. This is just going to be just looked at from the front. So her bed, and on the bed, just a focal flower with a splash of green because there's actually not a lot of green in her room, which is so surprising. But yeah, anyway. So around the edges, it's suspended, obviously. So we're going to need some hooks to suspend it from. And it's also on a wooden base. And the mattress, well, you know, the wooden base extends just a little bit out from the mattress. So I need to try and make that happen so it doesn't look too ugly and bulky. So let's build out the bottom here first. And then if we use these tile plates with the jumper studs on them, that should just offset just enough so that it peeks over the edge, but it doesn't look too bulky. There we go. We'll put... Yeah, I think that'll work really nicely. And then just backfill all the little spaces. These ones on the sides. This one goes here. And yeah, now we just fill in all the rest of the bits. And if I was feeling really classy, I'd be actually holding all of these in with another layer underneath, but I'm not going to. Let's put our suspension on. So this is like it's hanging from vines. And I actually made vine pieces out of these green sticks and leaves and flowers. And I thought they were so pretty. But you have a look at the picture and there's just not that much green. It's too green. So even though I thought this looked really, really lovely, it was too bulky. It was not elegant enough for her bed. So I dispensed with this idea completely. I mean, it looks so good. We might use it in something else. I'll keep them for some other really fun build where we can hang a bed from some vines. So we're going to make a more subdued suspension. So I don't have 10 colors. So the gold works quite nicely. And if I put it together with a little lightsaber handle, that puts these sticks together at pretty high height. I think this will work all right. And if we put these all on here, and then I'll just put this around the other way so that they're all facing the same way, just for nobody's brain explodes. And then we need some flowers on it, but just a light smattering of flowers. So we're going to use these hooks, put the flower in backwards, and these old style Lego flowers actually in it. And that makes it all, it just makes it really pretty, but very elegant. So I'm going to put these at random heights up each of these. That's grubby. I mean, these are pretty old flowers, these pink ones, these light pink ones. So maybe up here for this one. And then on the back, I mean, I don't want too many of them. I don't want to clutter it up with flowers because the rest of her room is just basically lined wall to wall with layers and layers of flowers. But these are not. So this is just, it's quite, yeah, it's very, very pretty. So now to make it actually look as though it's suspended, putting some transparent tubes, little cylinders underneath for this to sit on. And yeah, I don't want to put it any higher than that. I think that that'll look really nice. And it's not too big. I was worried this was going to be a bit big, but nah, it's good. She can have a slightly oversized bed. It goes really well. Okay, all right, now to make her room, it's going to actually be, this bed's up on a second level. So we're going to have to put stairs up onto another level. Oh my gosh. And her room's infinite. All of their rooms are just like infinite and ever changing. And I don't know how to achieve that. So let's just do one thing at a time. So here's our base. We're going to need a backdrop and we're going to need to lift it up. And oh my gosh, let's start with the backdrop. And there are no smooth surfaces in here because everything's just covered in flowers apart from the pots. So to do this back wall, let's make that kind of drapey look that she has behind by using different colors of pink and then adding flowers onto that. And I'm just trying to see where I want this to actually sit in relation to the bed, so that it actually comes in a little bit but not too far in, because I don't want it to detract from the bed, and then it can kind of dribble down the side. Does this make any sense? It will as we go along. So I'm using these transparent pieces, nice pink transparent pieces, to put this dark magenta going down. to the floor. So to attach it, we're going to need those bricks with the forward-facing studs, and then we might do the same thing on the other side, but don't worry about the fact this has got a window in it. We're going to be covering that over. So this is just a support on the back for our big pink back panel, and then we need to fill in, obviously, this space. And to do that, I'm going to use some more plates because I don't have exactly the right size to fit in there. I think that should be enough, yeah. And then I just need to put another plate behind these to hold them in place. Doesn't matter what color I'm holding them in with because it's all on the back, and we're not going to look at the back of this build once it's done. And then putting it on like this. There we go. That's nice, but I'm going to just pop it out because there's a little bit of a gap down the bottom. So I'm going to fill that with these nice smooth tile pieces, and then that fits just so snugly. And yeah, I'll put that in there just for extra security. All right, now I want to line the edge of this magenta veil piece with the middle pink flowers. So I've kind of built these up so that I can alternate them. And this is going to we're going to start adding flowers. I do not have enough flowers to put flowers on every surface of this build. And the actual studs look kind of furry. Do you know what I mean? So, because they're not smooth. But yeah, so we'll be getting away with not covering everything with flowers, but I'll put as many flowers on as I possibly can. And then more flowers in this middle section of the magenta. And I'm just going to use these. I've preloaded this nice big piece, and I've got very few actual magenta leaves, so I've used them just here. That's all I have. And then these are really, really pretty, like these big petal pieces. So if I put a rod in there, I can stick them into the plant piece and maybe offset it. I'm just trying to avoid some of the really, really hard edges that I've created by putting those plates up there. So if I hang flowers off the edge, it just softens it a little bit, so it makes the edges not look so severe. Because this is not severe. Everything in her room is very, very fluffy. Though it is very regimented as well, so I don't know what I want to think about with this. Anyway, let's just keep going. I'm trying to make sure these big flowers don't actually line up. They almost don't line up, so that's all right. We'll just leave it like that for now. I'll probably fix it, as we go along. Right, so the bed's going to go in here, and I think that that's a big enough space for the bed. Yeah, that's good. So now we have to figure out how to actually secure all of these floor bits together and lift it up off the ground. So, using the grey bricks that I have a prominent amount of and I just don't use a whole heap of, let's start building this up. And this is how I often build. I make my scene and then I backfill it. So it can look very bodgy, but this is just how we're going to go about it. And I'm going to use these to line the front. Yeah, so we're going to need some forward-facing studs to actually attach our plates onto the front, and we're going to line around the sides as well too. So don't worry about those the grey bricks. We're going to be covering them all. I've put pink bricks over here because that's where the staircase is going to go up to her bedroom level. But let's get all of this up to a high enough level to actually be able to put a staircase in without looking absurd. Okay, I think that that's all held down. Oh, hold on, I need a base plate here. So I'm going to go from pink through to purple in the front. So now I need to layer everything up by another plate. And now we should be good. Okay, now putting these mid-pink plates on here, and then to make it go around the corner, because I didn't actually leave any forward-facing studs around there and I actually wanted to curve around the corner and look smooth. I have done this incorrectly. Let's do that again. Using these curve pieces and then making a layer of bricks to actually go around, and I've already pre-prepared a whole section of 1x4 and 2x1 bricks, is that right? And that goes around, and if I was classy I would actually attach that at the back somehow, but I'm not going to, so it's fine. It's just going to sit there hanging off the side. Looks fine. My flowers have fallen off. Oh my gosh, it's catastrophe. It is not. I can just put them straight back on. All right, for this side, gonna leave that alone for the moment. Let's work up here on the bed level. So where is this gonna go? Can I put it back just a little bit? I reckon I can snug it back there and it won't intrude too much on the flower wall on the back. And these, the suspension bits, like the vines, they have to actually attach to something. So I might want to think about that. So let's make it, but it's going to be the idea of attaching to something. They're not actually going to attach. So if I just put a whole lot of flowery pinky foliage up here, which I have pre-prepared with lots and lots of, because otherwise this would take hours for me to put all of these extra little bits of, hold on, I've dropped that off, these bits of flowers on up here. And the pink elephant trunk's really good for adding height here and adding that viney effect, like a pink viney effect. And if we head this up to the pink support that I've put in there on the side, it can kind of look as though this is where it all suspends from, kind of, sort of. It's magical. It really doesn't matter. But I do want to fill up this section up here. though I fear that I need to make my backdrop, like the back wall, go up just a little bit higher now because it looks really weird. No, you know what? The flowers look really pretty suspended up there in negative space. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to call it. I'm gonna just own it. Make it my own. I'm trying to figure out how I can put this extra elephant trunk in there just to make it all look viney and cool. Look at that. It's so pretty and pink. Oh my gosh. Okay, all right. That's lovely. I'm going to leave it alone. If I touch it again, it'll probably all fall off. So now this connecting wall kind of has coral, no, not staircase yet, the connecting wall. It has coral colors in the actual movie. So, I mean, I think they look I don't know if I have enough coral to actually make it all tie in nicely, but I'm going to put some token coral bits in here because when the light hits the pink in the actual movie, then it turns to this orangey pink and I love it. So that means I'm also going to make the stairs that coral color. So I've been dying to use this stair design since I saw it in, I think it was just in the Monkey Kid, in the city, the Monkey Kid city build. So it's so cool just using a ladder and then using little hook pieces to hang your step bits off. So if that's going to be at that height, it's going to come around the corner. So I'm now actually building off the base plate that I've popped in, but that's right, we can backfill that section. Let's put this in here. So that's going up to her bedroom and the side looks whacked, but that's okay. We fixed that here. See, ta-da! And then we're going to curve around. So using these curved pieces and more coral for the top. All the stair treads are going to be coral breaking stuff because there's just not enough support underneath. It doesn't matter. This is a display piece. It doesn't need to be functionally solid. And I can use some of these flower bits or these leaf bits, and there's not enough room to put one in the middle. So if I just make one, and then I can use the leaves on either side of it to trap it in place. Look at that. Nice. So now that looks nice and full. Now, stairs to go up to here. Just more pink bricks, I reckon. So if I put one stair tread here, build it up, and maybe just a little bit higher, and then the next one down here. Is that going to be too low? Maybe I should... That looks maybe not, you know what, I'm just going to leave it for the moment. If it annoys me, I'll fill it out. And we need some sides for this, so I'm going to make little curvy sides for the stack. Oh, hold on, I need to move everything over just one stud. We're just a bit off center here. So these go in like that. Put that in here. Here's the other side that I've already built up. There we go. There are her stairs up to her room. Now, let's work on this side. I'm going to need to do the same thing as the rest, but I'm going to need some actual outward facing studs. So let's put these angle bracket bits on to attach some... Oh, I need something for the top of the stairs. Of course I do. That could have been very, very dangerous. It's all right. She has all these really, really soft flowers to fall on when she slips down the stairs. There we go. That looks slightly less dangerous. All right. So mid-pink plates here, just whatever I have to fill this space. This is on the side, and this is actually going to be, I don't know, I reckon I want to look at it from kind of this angle, this side. So let's just make sure it looks nice from this angle. So lots and lots of dark magenta foliage, but with the pink flowers on it. I'm just trying to fill this section out here so that you don't really see that ladder staircasey bit, empty bits in the side there. It's just a bit of a visual illusion. That looks weird from the front. I wonder if I can... Still looks a bit... No, it looks less weird from the front. Right. All right. And on this really, really abrupt edge, let's just soften it with some more flowers. More flowers, alternating colors, dragging a little bit of the purple from the front up into the bedroom, just like a tiniest token bit of the purple. And all of the bushes that she has are so round, and so I don't have any pink stems that make a round bunch of flowers, so I'm just having to use green. So there's going to be a little bit more green, and they all have white pots. So there's one nice token round bush up here in purple, and that's it, I think, for that upstairs layer. So down here on the bottom level, yeah, let's just fix this step. That's so much better. Okay, I think the stairs might be a problem because they're getting in the way, but I want to make the big flower mosaic, like the idea of the big flower mosaic like she has in the movie, just an idea of it. So I'll see how far I can build this out. And I really, really ultimately wanted that dark magenta circle bit in the middle to have a hole that I could hold the cactus on, but I don't have that piece. I don't even know if it exists. So I'm just going to have to balance the cactus right in the middle of the mosaic. I think that would look really, really cute. So using all the colours that we've already utilised in here, just building out a nice symmetrical mosaic design. Very pretty. Now, what else does she have in her room? She's got a couch, like this whacked couch, and some chairs that are in the same style, and trying to build this is gonna be an absolute nightmare. So let's do this. There's not enough room for a couch. I don't have enough creativity to make that couch back without actual stickers. So going to just do a single chair and make those pointy bits, or the soft pointy bits, like a peacock's tail, out of whatever Lego pieces I have, sticking as many flowers into as many spaces as I possibly can. So this is gonna be the back of the chair. And now to actually, hold on, is that gonna work? Well, let's make the armchair bit first. So it has those rounded out, soft, poofy arms with these round pieces, and then that should go on there. Hold on. That's not gonna intrude, I don't know. Let's just keep doing this. I'll worry about it in a moment. I think I just need to build that out a little bit. So let's put the base on first too. So this is just gonna finish up the bottom of it, just so it all looks poofy and comfortable. And now, this is what I need to put this on here and centralize it. It's gonna spin a bit, but that's once again okay. We're just gonna put it in place. We're not gonna touch it again. So this is going to have to actually attach the base plate. So this is the only way I can think of to do that. It looks a little bit like it's suspended in the air, but I'm a-okay with that because the back looks the way it should. So that's what I wanted to do. So side table as well. I don't think there's even one of those, but I can't just have a single chair without a side table and a cup of tea. Now, more flowers. So this cheerleader's pom-pom thing in light pink is just perfect to pop in a vase, and we're going to put a couple of these in some of these spaces. So one here and maybe one on the other side of the stairs here. And in her room there are lots of these, like really, really sculpted bushes, but trying to make circular things at this small scale in Lego is really hard. So I'm just going to put a couple in and a couple more bushes in, plus we're running out of room. I don't think we want to go too crazy. So if I have this is the same way we built the other one up on the top levels, just a slightly different color scheme. And to make a different pot design, I want to just put a tiny kind of lid on it. So to do that, I need a couple of studs inside just to hold it in place. And then we can stick this onto the pot. See, very nice. Doesn't that look nice? And then for the other side, same thing. And now we have a space in the middle to make an arch. She's got arches, like the entry into her room. And to make an arch, I wanted it to look soft. So I thought these purple vines might work, even though they're pink in the movie, but I'm just going with my own color scheme now to match in with the purple down the bottom. So if I twist these, I did a lot of trial and error with lots of different ways to make an arch, and this just looked nicest. I think it looks more organic, but her arches are fluffy, and this is not fluffy, this is more viney. But this is my idea now of what she could have in her room, because any arches I was making out of Lego were just really smooth. So I didn't want smooth because nothing in her room is smooth, it's all fluffy. So I want to use these pieces that I actually used, for the vases. I'm going to use them to actually stick this into. A couple of purple leaves to actually hold it up. And there we go. That looks nice. And pots can go back in. There's actually holes in those black bits, so I can stick a flower in them to disguise the fact that we've got a bit of black in there. Now, I think that looks really nice on its own, but I'm going to try something. I'm going to get flowers and put cherries in them, and I can use the space, like the hook capacity of the cherries, to kind of hook them onto the vines, and maybe if I put enough of them on here, it will look fluffy. Does that make any sense? I mean, I have a gazillion of these cherries, so I've always looked at them when I've sorted and gone, what am I going to do with all these cherries? Well, hello, this is what we can do. But I don't know how much I like this because it kind of just looks messy rather than fluffy. It's hard to put them on symmetrically, so putting as many on as I possibly can in the hope that it will work. And you know what? I don't really love the end result, so I'm going to take them all off because I like the simplicity of the purple vines, but I might give it another try later off video and see if I can get them on more symmetrically and make it look fluffy. But look at that pink around there, that looks really nice. I could just layer that in front of everything. So you know what? I don't think I can fit anything else in here, so let's give Isabella her something different, her cactus. Look at that! I mean, that splash of green, that's why I actually have the green on the bed to just tie in the green from the cactus too. And I wanted the cactus to sit exactly there. So I'm just going to perch it there. I think that looks really, really pretty for the end product. So it looks nice from this angle. It looks nice from this angle. This is the angle I actually think I want it to be viewed from. I like it on this, on this diagonal. I think that's a really nice view for her bedroom, but I'm just gonna backfill at the back here just a tiny bit because that looks a bit more finished. So what do you think? So much pink. Oh my goodness. It's almost a too much pink build. But yeah, okay, so this is my idea in Lego form of what some of the ways that Isabella's room, which is always changing, looks. I'm gonna say as definitive proof that more Madrigal house is better, right? So we have the original Lego Madrigal house. We also have, well, I've built with 2 sets of the Madrigal house this awesome apartment, which the instructions are available on Rubric. Well, make sure you check it out if you've missed that. And we also have got some of the characters, like these are the only characters in proper mini doll form that we have got in, proper Lego ones. So I made some. So I made Isabella and Louisa and Dolores, and they're still standing up okay. I haven't chipped their paint too badly. And of course, we had to not talk about Bruno, so definitely needed Bruno and Pepa and Camilo. And I know I still haven't done Felix or Julieta or Augustina. I will hopefully get to them at some stage. But today, because we've got so many more characters now, I need a bigger Madrigal house to be able to fit them all into. So that is our plan. And this was actually the floor plan, like how wide the original Lego Madrigal house is. And this is what we're going to work with today. We're going to make it this much bigger. So this is where we were originally. I'm going to use the 2 sets that I have, and I've broken back down the apartment to make this. And of course, I'm going to have to add pieces of my own collection because I want to make this I want to make it look the way I want it to look, right? So I don't want to be constrained by parts, though I am, of course, constrained by the parts that I have. But first up, so a lot of this downstairs area here is the same design as the original Lego Casita, but I'm making it bigger. And then when we get to the inside, I'm going to change it up and make the furniture just a little bit, well, we'll just see. Let's do this. So this side's going to be the kitchen, and just trying to, like, if I'm stretching everything out, I have to concentrate on where I want everything to go. And I want to put this stickered part in the hallway now rather than on the end, and build this internal wall in here into the kitchen. And then, we can have the archway there, stickers there for some kitchen stuff. And I'm going to put butterflies in random places because butterflies are so important for the story. So then now we got a little framed butterfly in here. And because we're going to do the furniture later, I'm going to just make sure it's all detachable furniture too, like doll's house style. So we've just got a whole heap of poppable flooring here that I can put furniture on wherever I want. Right, that will hopefully make it a bit more versatile. So kitchen is bigger already. The hallway is going to be similar size to what it was originally, but I want the actual dining area to be big because, I mean, that's where the whole family gathers. And at the moment, well, with the original version, there was not enough room for anybody to actually be in the dining room. Like, it was just chairs and table, which were designed to be popped out and used outside of the build. And I want us to actually be able to use the room itself as it's supposed to be. So I'm adding some more butterflies as a decoration along the top of the wall here. And then in more of these, because I've got a double amount of these stickers, because I've got 2 of the sets, I want to use these as some really nice walling over here, but we're going to, put them up here. And in the corner, a plant. This is going to make part of the wall. So now there's actually a blank space behind it, but nobody can see it. And I don't need to waste bricks back there. Right, so trying to figure out how this all fits in. Now we're going to do the front entryway. It's almost... No, that's wrong. It's almost exactly the same as it was. I've just added a little hole there so that I can add some flowers on the front. And I think we're doing really well. So let's put the poppable flooring in over here, the tiling. It's very nice. I just have to figure out where all these holes are going to be so that they appropriately fit the furniture as we put it in. Another one of these stickered pieces on here, which just add really great definition. And I want this crack bit of wall to be in a certain spot because this little corner is going to be Bruno's wall crawl space. And it's a little bit bigger than I wanted it to be, but to even actually just fit a chair in, I needed to make it kind of larger than I wanted it to be. So but that's okay. It's still, hopefully we're going to be able to make this look okay perspective wise. Now, boarded up window for a little bit of light. That sticker on the back actually comes from the Harry Potter the Hogsmeade village set, but it looks alright in here. Just ignore the pumpkins. I think it's going to look fine. Right. No, I know it looks fine. It looks fine. I like it. I like it. So on the outside, I want different window sills because it's all kind of higgledy-piggledy anyway. And for this side, flower window pots. And these are actually exactly the same as Brick Artisan's design for the rebrickable version, which fits in really well with the original style anyway. And more palm trees over on this corner and a little one in, well, little kind of tree kind of bit stuck in here. And that'll hopefully make that little annex there look a little bit less like it's just been whacked onto the side. And on this side for the kitchen window, I want to use a window pot. This is so nice in this hole here. Okay, cool. And hopefully, well, you can't open that window completely, but I don't care. I still think it looks really nice. So now we'll just put the detachable bits on the top, so the little jumper studs and the tiles to pull everything together and make sure it's nice and sturdy. And then I'm just going to use... It's exactly the same design as it was originally, these angled roofing gabling bits, but I've just extended them. And here's a bit that I've made for Bruno's section as well, and it's angling down to the side. Now, the original version didn't have anywhere nearly enough vegetation for my liking, so we are adding, just expanding out the front a little bit with some nice greenery, and on this side, just a little bit down here too. And this is going to be where Isabella's, all of her flowers, fall down here as well, down on this side, because that's where her purple tower is. Oh, it'll all come clear as we go. And in the actual movie version, there's a whole heap of beautiful bunched out flowers over the front door like this, and I've kind of created that effect with big nice flower bunches and a much taller palm tree than we had originally, so that we can keep the perspective right, hopefully. Right, so that's the bottom floor. Next floor up, I'm actually going to theme, there are going to be 3 rooms in here, and I'm going to theme each of them for one for Isabella, one for Louisa, and one for Dolores. So even though I don't know what Dolores' room really looks like, but these aren't going to be their rooms. They're just going to have some stuff in them that I think would be appropriate for their personality types. So I need the door frames so that they're going to be holding up the next level. And of course we need door frames to get through. This side on here is going to be the purple towery bit for Isabella's kind of section. This is exciting. Oh my gosh, except I can't figure out where this is, because the tower is sitting forward from what it used to do, and I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to sit all this stuff in here. Oh my gosh, I planned all this beforehand, and now I'm trying to reconstruct my ideas, and I can't remember what I did, so there's gonna be a lot of fiddling back and forth as I try and figure out how I got this all to work. But on top of Isabella's tower is a little tropical jungly colored thing with all of these parody colors, which is going to be a tiny nod to Antonio's habitat. I'm using the word habitat again, but it is. So up here, it's not, I mean, they're not supposed to be their rooms. It's just like the idea of that person's room. So yeah, this is going to be cute. And it's going to extend her tower up higher as well. Right, so on top of that, we're going to have a pitched roof, and that's where all of the flowers are going to just be falling from. Just like they do in the movie, like I'll get a picture up and I'll have a look. I'll show you when we get to the flower bits anyway. So now I've got to figure out what we're going to do along here. So that bit's offset. I need to figure out what these were supposed to be doing in here. I can't have that yellow bit there because I could see that from the front. A little bit of different windowing because it's not, I mean, this is so not symmetrical at all, which is good, but also hard for me to know what I'm supposed to, where I was putting stuff. I think that's, I wanted 2 of those little like bulby pinky flower things hanging out the back there, but I don't know what I'm doing. So right, let's extend this along here. So we've got a kind of a walkway, hallway kind of thing between 2 major rooms. And this room on this side is going to be, actually before we do that room, I want a nice big open, like a picture window kind of thing. I don't know how to describe it, but it's open, big and open bit. And that's what we're going to make here, and then extend it on to a veranda-y kind of section. So this is going to then go over to the side, and on the side there's a little offset. It's also higgledy-piggledy, I love it. So a little offset veranda. And that means I'm going to have to mess about with the roof lines too, but where am I going to put the height of this arch? I don't want it to be at the same height as the other window bit. And inside there's going to be a built-in sofa section, a built-in corner couch. So we'll do that now, because this is not going to be something we're going to be able to move. It's part of the actual architecture. And I just put stickers on which are the same kind of color and design as Dolores's outfit. So this side is themed for her color scheme, and it's going to be like a reading nook, like a really nice place where she can sit. She can hear everybody, but it's still going to be nice and quiet for her too while she reads. Is that even going to work? Okay, so trying to figure out how this roof line is going to go now that we've got so many different levels and they're all offset. So this is going to have to, this middle part's going to have to support another couple of floors, but the side bit's going to be sticking out on its own. Hopefully those triangle bits up here are going to help support those floors above, smoothing it over as much as possible, but there's going to be a little green section up here which isn't detachable, and that's going to sit off the side of the next room upstairs. So now we've got some roof line on, which I had pre-made, and I'm still trying to figure out where this is all supposed to go here, because this is going to be the entrance into Antonio's bit. And I just want to be able to fit in that flowery bit. There we go. Okay, all right. So we do need the chimney. The chimney is so cool in the original design. We're just going to extend it up a little bit higher, add more clouds, and see if I can attach everything the way that it was supposed to be initially. And we'll put I've put the rainbow on a purple background rather than red, because I used the red over in Antonio's room because it works so much better. Okay, we got clouds up there, really nice wind vane section. So this is the second floor. So this should now, it needs to sit just a little bit forward, like one stud forward. There we go. That looks so much less formulaic than the original. Losing clouds. Okay, all right. And see this section over here for Dolores? It's right over her colours. Okay, yeah, I'm really liking this. So we want to cascade flowers down here. I'm just going to put a whole lot of pink and green and purple foliage along this section and down onto Bruno's roof as well, and big balls of flowers as much as I can, because I want it to just look really bunchy and lush and full. So every hole that we have there, we're going to fill it with flowers. And up here, I'm trying to figure out, I've had this big bit that I pre-prepared, but I can't figure out how I attach this on, and it's just gonna keep falling off. I don't know. I will probably have to fiddle with this later, because I feel as though it should take up more space up here, but I can't figure out how to make it look a bit more lush. I'll mess with that later. And this little spot here needs some more foliage, and then I have this bit. Where am I gonna put that? No, that's not. That should probably be attached to that. Let's just leave that there for now, because I like how it's kind of hanging down. Oh my goodness. All right, this is already so much more lush. Now I like that word lush. I think that goes really well. Okay, the next level up is just going to be Mirabelle's room, and then we're going to be building a tower up. The tower up higher, because that's kind of how it more looks. That's a sentence. That's how it more looks in the actual movie version. So this is going to be Mirabelle's room. It's going to be pretty much the same as the same idea as it was originally. We're just making it longer, and I'm going to add some more interesting stuff. So making the window more interesting, adding another one here, and I'm putting some of the little tube green bits in just to make it less blocky, and lots of inward facing studs to attach stuff to, like paintings, and some of them I've popped on stickers. So we've got these little stickers that just denote that it was the nursery room that poor Mirabelle's still stuck in. The movie's ended and she still doesn't have her own room. And the shutters that wave to you, so we've still got them happening over here. And then down the bottom, her bed's going to be able to tip her out still. So all of those are still in as they were before, but we've just extended it a bit. Now we'll pop our roof line on, and just a bit of more greenery everywhere. I just like to have some foliage everywhere, including, this is going to be cascaded down onto from the next level, this palm leaf. So it might look a bit weird on the roof line right now, but it's designed to go on later. It's designed to be extended later. And on the side, we can still reach all of those little movie bits. And because this is a fantastical building, there's now a little tiny garden outside her room on the third story. Okay, all right. Now, the next level. This is where Abuela's room was, and a tiny little Bruno tower with the sand. So we're still going to have that, but I'm just going to fill them out a little bit. It's basically the same design, but then I'm going to make the tower go up further. And yeah, Abuela's room was pretty stark. All she had in it was a bed and the candle. The candle's very important. We got the window for that, and we've also got all our stuff there that we need for Bruno's tower, but I'm adding more sand because there wasn't enough sand in the original version. Also, when this set was released initially, the movie wasn't even out, so we didn't know what any of this stuff was about. So here we go. All right, and on the outside, I need some more roofing, and then up here, we are heading up to create that pointy bit. The pointy bit at the top. So this is not what we had initially up here. So this is what I want to create now. And for that, we're going to need like side roofing bits, and those little see-through brick bits. They make the windowy kind of look on the near the very top. And here I want to put a spot for a bird's nest because it's just too perfect. It's just too perfect for this. So bird's nest right at the right near the very top. Underneath the gabling. I mean, if we had pigeons, that's where they'd be roosting, right? So, good. Okay, now we just want a bit more foliage to just cascade again down. And then this reaches down into our palm leaf, and it just makes it more tropical and full. And now we've got everything we need at the moment. We've got a shell, basically, a beautiful shell of a house, but we've got no furniture in it. But we do have more room for all of the characters in here. We still don't have enough rooms for all of them, not by any stretch, but I can't imagine I could make something that would work for that. Okay, so we have got a beautiful embiggened Madrigal house. The Casita is bigger, but now we got to put furniture in it. So we're going to start off in the kitchen, but before we do that, I'm just going to take the levels up above off so that we can actually get light then down into the downstairs areas. Light into the downstairs areas, right. Okay, so first up, kitchen. And there was a cooking place in the original one, but we really need like a hot griddle. So that's what Julieta was cooking on all the time. So I wanted a nice big hot cooking area. I mean, that's called a griddle, right? Is it like big grilling space? So we've got that. And on the back of it, there is going to be a lot of clutter in here. So I don't even know what these things are. I mean, there's a wine bottle, there's jars and bottles of sauce, and there can be bottles of anything, seasonings, lots and lots of stuff for cooking, and a frying pan on our hot griddle ready to go. And on either side, I'm using red, because those were the colours that came with the original one. And this one, we got brown drawers, this one already came preloaded with forks from before. And on the top of here, teapot. So this is the same, I'm using the same stuff as before, but expanding on it. And just making it look a bit more like I want it to look, just a bit more realistic. So I'm trying to there are going to be random plants everywhere because the house really did have random plants everywhere, and plus I like just putting random plants everywhere, so that works really nicely. So that one's got our teapot on it. This one's going to be, I don't know whether this is a storage cupboard or a fridge or an oven, but it's on top of the sink, so it can be whatever you want it to be. But if it's on top of the sink, it's probably, I don't care, it's an oven now. Sink and oven combo. This is perfect. And some more jars of stuff. So let's install this in the kitchen. This is why I have all these tiles with jumper studs on them. So this is nestled in the grill right in front of the window. It's nice, gives you some natural ventilation. The plant does fit in the corner, and this does fit over here. It's just a bit fiddly. Very nice. And on the windowsill, a big bag of flour or cornmeal or whatever you want it to be, but a nice big bag of cooking ingredients is wonderful. And along here, there were big tables because preparing so much food for so many people. So I'm making a nice big long table, and this could stack some like pots and pans underneath. So I'm going to make this a little bit taller so I can put two of these saucepany things. Saucepans, why do I call them saucepans? They're most definitely frying pans, but once they're under there, they can look like kind of anything. Well, cooking implements. And on the top, a whole heap of stuff that is has been prepared or is in the process of being prepared. So this could be a whole platter of arepa con queso. See, I looked that up. So that was what Julieta gave Mirabelle to heal her hand. So a whole platter of those. And over here, I mean, this looks like a pizza, but it can be any sort of, flatbread kind of thing. I don't know, something awesome from Colombian culture, which is delicious because it all looks delicious, and now I'm really, really hungry. I'm going to put pepper in here because I haven't made Julieta yet, but pepper, I'm pretty sure everybody just mucks in to help cook, surely. So pepper's in the kitchen at the moment, and in the entryway, the door opens inwards, so we can put some furniture near the back, but let's put, this actual mat came out of one of the Frozen sets, but it's so perfect for the colour scheme for this, so good. A little hallway, kind of just a hall table, and this is one that I didn't design this came directly out of another build, but I can't remember which one, possibly a Harry Potter set. So, but I just love the fact that it has these little drawers underneath. Isn't that cute? And the color scheme's so perfect too for this too. So on the top, we're going to put random stuff that you put on a hallway table, like all of the stuff as you walk through the door and dump your stuff. So, well, what all I've got on here at the moment is an envelope, so a letter and a vase with flower in it. Perfect. So this is going to be all that's going to fit in this section here, but there is a little spot here where we can put the umbrella stand that was in the original build, and over here to match it, I want to put just another little kind of side table-y kind of thing with just another plant in it. Just another plant. I just love putting all the plants in, but making them all different. So this one is a little tufty kind of thing. See, isn't that cute? The plants just make it look so homey, and I love that. Right, into the dining room, and I've made this bigger deliberately to fit all of the family members in. Well, not all of them. The ones that we currently have, or more than we could have initially. Anyway, I'm putting some lamps on the walls, and underneath that there's room for a side table. And once again, I'm going to just fill this with random sideboard clutter. So things that are, well, they just seem like random shapes to us, but they're obviously very significant to the family, especially that pointy one. So this can go underneath the lamps here. Nice. And now we can find out why all these jumper studs here, because I need to put in a table that is bigger than the original one. So we're still using the same base, but I've made it bigger just by one. Oh my gosh, look at the dust on that. We're just gonna leave it dusty. That's fabulous. And putting on similar kind of look to what it was before, but just filling it out so much more. So this is going to have a platter full of something else. I mean, they look like waffles, but they're not actually waffles. There's something else that are culturally correct, and a pie of some description over here, and then teacup and a bowl. So yeah, all just layer it out with delicious things. This is the original chair that came with the set, but I wanted something that looked more like the ones we have in the movie. So using the yellow ladder pieces, we can make that laddery backing to the chairs. And these, I need these in circle but flat, because they're not actually going to be able to sit on these very comfortably. These chairs are currently just for show, but I'll change them over later on when I want to actually play with it. But for now, I like it like this. And I've got 6 different chairs with different cushion covers on them, because I just love the fact that they puff up like little cushions on the seats, but they're not practical for actually sitting the mini dolls on them. But I don't care at this stage. We're here for aesthetics only. So installing these in here, hopefully I've got all these jumpery stud bits in the right place. But the reason I put the feet that I did on the chairs is so that they can actually stick into the jumper studs on the ground. See, that's so good. And then doing the same thing on the other side. So now we can fit 6 chairs in here, and theoretically you can actually fit 6 mini dolls in here to sit. They can all fit in here at this configuration. They just fall off because the cushions are slopey, but you know what, we're going with aesthetics right at this current time. Now, Bruno's wall space. This is such a small amount of area, but I had some really important things I wanted to integrate into here, and that is the fact that in the movie, when Mirabelle looks through the crack in the wall, this is what she sees. So his room is on the other side, and his little bit of table is connected up to this spot. So that's where his little bit of Bruno dinner table is just here, snugged up against the wall. Like, yeah, if I can get it in there. Oh, there we go. So it's just tiny, but it's so... I just wanted that nod to the movie reference. And some broken flooring as well. So some little timbery bits that are obviously quite dangerous to negotiate your way around. And in the back, there's room for his big red chair. So I've built him a big red chair, and it needed to be quite big, because it's quite a big chair. I don't know how else to say it. And I found this awesome sticker that has cracks in it because it's all broken and stuff. So I've popped this on the back of his seat. Look at this. I mean, I'm just so excited by how this has all come together. It's so bright. I mean, we could make it more fancy, but it wouldn't fit in there. So, but this is the idea. I love it. I'm so excited by his little crawl space here. His crawl wall space. It's sad, but it's just so good. Now, he is also getting the gramophone, which originally came in this set anyway, but I've changed the record over so that it looks slightly more recordy. And because his little section in there actually did have a gramophone. So let's see if I can get this chair in where, no, I wanted it closer to the other wall. There we go. There we There's no more room for anything else but this gramophone right here on the end. And there's one jumper stud there waiting for one of his rats, which is actually a mouse because it's just too cute. I want this mouse so many more times. I wish Lego would re-release it. So now that we have got Bruno, his teeny tiny living space down here, see, just like home. And we can put his roofing back on. There we go. And now the downstairs is all refurnished and extra blinged out. Now, next level, this is an entirely new level, apart from Isabella's section. We're going to make that more fancy too, though. So Isabella's corner of the room is going to have that same sofa that it had initially, which is, I mean, it's too good. It's too perfect. I mean, this isn't her room. It's just going to be kind of themed to her colors and everything like that. And lots of flowers, very flowery. So this is going to go in the corner, back corner. We're going to have a lamp, which is hopefully stylistically works nicely. It's going to be pink as well, like a flower, and it has this dangly tassel thing that you can pull on for the lights. I just love this lamp design, so good. And this was already in the initial build as well, but we'll just add, you know, extra flowers maybe. Put these in here. Look at all that. Now, I also want a little coffee table or a little footrest maybe? No, maybe coffee table. No, maybe footrest, because I mean, I'm not actually putting any jumper studs on the top, so you won't be able to actually secure anything to the top of this coffee table. But this is going to be another stool, and I know that that's actually a Rapunzel themed sticker on the top with Tangled, but the colors were right, and I really like the gold and the purple. They all go really well together. So let's put these in and see how much space we actually have left. So this goes here. This is going to snug right in the corner. Oh, so good. And the footrest / coffee table in front of the couch, and this is going to go, all the flowers are falling out, but once I put the flowers back in and then put that little hanging bit over the top, that's going to hold those flowers in when I shake this around. And the stool goes in here, and then we've got some space here for some scatter cushions, or some throw cushions, or cushions that you can just pile up, or you can sit on them. And I know I can fit this in here if I just angle that around, and then another one sitting on the top. And the stickers on these actually came from her book, you know, like the buildable book with the micro doll in it. And on the windowsill, there was initially a very small little pot, but I've made like a bigger version of this, because I've used that small pot, or I intend to use that small pot in a different place along this level. So we'll use that later, but this will just like add to all of that pinkness that's happening out here that you see from the front. I'm just trying to decide, that's kind of obscuring. I know, I want it on the side where all of the pink flowers are cascading down. That looks so nice from the inside. And there's a jumper stud in the corner here to put a really nice tropical plant here. And I know it's got a splash of red, like the pot is red. We're not going with the rest of the color scheme, but we do have red on the next level. So that ties in, yeah, the red works. The red works when we pull out a bit and we see all of the colors that are in this section. Now, moving into the walkway, the hallway, this is going to be Louisa's themed area, and she's going to need some dumbbells. Or, you know, barbells? What do you even call these things? Some weights. So we're going to build her 2 sets of weights and then a weight holder. And this design is actually from, I've just changed the color scheme a bit, is actually from the Creator Diner, I think. The modular, yeah, I think that's what it's from. So it's really clever because you can actually sit the weights into it, the barbells in it, and they don't fall out unless you shake it really, really hard. They're not clipped in. So we're going to go up, and I'm making the colors here. They're not actually the Louisa colors. I didn't think of that, but they're Dolores colors and they're Encanto colors. So there we go. These pop into the spots underneath the clips and they sit there so nicely. And we're also going to put a piano in this walkway because that's, you know, she lifts a piano. And this piano is an old style piano, and this actual build came from I think the assembly square. And I've rebuilt this numerous times. It originally came in black. I actually rebuilt this for the Muppets. For what's his name who plays oh, come on, my brain! What's his name? Who plays the piano in the Muppets? I've lost it. I've just lost it. So let's concentrate on building it. But it's just absolutely perfect design and stylistically perfect for this too. So this goes on one side here. We do a mirror image of that for the other side. Oh, what is his name? Bonkers. Not worry about it. And you'll tell me in the comments because I know you guys will go, oh, it's such and such. Okay, so these go now into, this one tucks into the corner, and then the piano's got a lovely spot right in front of the window. And the red lamp on the top once again ties in with those other touches of red that we can see too. Right, into Dolores's area with the nice little sitting area, the window seat. Underneath that other window, we're going to put a bookcase. And it's just a place where you shove books, because it's not a full case. It's kind of just books shoved in underneath the window. So we're making some books, or what appear to be books under here, and I'm just using a nice mishmash of colours that work okay with all of the rest of them. So I love the coral and the red together. They're so pretty. Now these should fit into the space now. We'll just put one more tile on there. There we go. And an actual real book, which is perfect colours. You just have to ignore the fact there's a troll on the front. We won't look at that. I mean, who knows? So Dolores could be reading whatever she wants. And that flower pot that we talked about beforehand that was in the Isabella's section, that's now going over here on this windowsill because it'll just fit really snugly in the corner. So on the windowsill, yep, look at that. It's just so perfect. And yeah, a bookcase in front, it's all happening. It's just so snug. That's what I wanted for this area, was just really snug and nice and cozy. So a teacup, an empty teacup that has not made it down its way back down to the kitchen yet, on the banister. And look at that. Now Dolores has got, well, and everyone has got, but Dolores themed coloured little room. Now up on Antonio's mezzanine level, which is just so parody and tropically coloured, we're going to put his capybara, which is like, I mean, it's basically a guinea pig at this size. So his guinea pig up here on this little ledge, and we can use the slide, which was used as a hammock bed in his micro book, his microdoll scaled book. So that's perfect as a little bed up here, just a hammock. It's a hammock now. It's a hammock section, and we'll add some jungly, tropically kind of vegetation, and another one over here for his pet toucan. He can. And this little sticker piece here actually came in the book as well. So they're going to add some vegetation on the flooring, couple of green little mossy dots, and we're good. Oh, no. There's actually room. We could put another animal on the hammock. Right, so I think that's as cluttered as we can make it. Let's get into Mirabelle's bedroom, which was the nursery. Oh, this is what I was intending to do over here, was actually a step down from her room into the hammock area, but I've set it back by one brick. So I'll fix that later because I don't actually know what I did wrong there. Let's finish the inside of Mirabelle's room. So her bed is exactly, no, it's not quite exactly as it was. I've extended it by one stud, just made it a little bit longer. Did I? I think I did. I think so. And I've made her accent colours on the bed pink. Up here, we've got a nice spot for a lantern, for a light for the room. And that was actually on her bedside table, but I've just deleted her bedside table because I want to put other things over here. Some pictures and a token butterfly, because it's perfect and it's too right. Another picture over here, and then we need, I'm not going to be able to build it up here, we need the sewing machine. So this sewing machine build is exactly as it was in the original, except with added cat hair. Yay! No, it's not a proper build if it doesn't have cat hair in it. So yeah, we got some cat hair integrated into that. But I do now have a seat for this, and the print for this seat came from... came from the canal boat, the new house, the Lego Friends canal houseboat. Gosh, that was hard to get out. And her accordion, which came with the original build, we'll hang that up in her room too. And this was a side table, but now it's a side table holding like swatches of material and just random stacked stuff in the corner. So now we can put the sewing machine in there, and there's the spot for the stool right in front of it, and that little plug on the wall which has a plant on the other side, we can shove the accordion in there so that it can be stored nicely on the wall. So it's hanging kind of wonky, and there's a spot for one more rug right near the bed just to make it nice and cozy, and that one is from the canal houseboat as well. Right, okay, I mean the colours were just too perfect. So Mirabelle's room, aka nursery, so nice. Look at it, so much better. There's so much more happening in it. So the next level has got a teeny tiny section there for Abuela and a little like nod to Bruno's tower. So Bruno's tower full of sand. So we've already added some sand towers to it, but I want broken that. Let's get that back on again. I want a little pot that's going to hold some of the shards. So the prophecy shards, and we'll use the actual green crystally thing that it came with as well, and another green shard just everywhere. We're just putting them all over the shop, and a little bit like a token bit more sand over here, and then a little bit of sand build up over here. And we could really We could really go to town, but I think that's enough. On this side, we need the candle, the very important candle in the window up here. I mean, that's the sole purpose of that window. And then the original set just had Abuela's bed up here as well. So we're just doing it. There's not much room for, there's no room for anything else really. So we've got her bed as it is, but I am putting in a mat, which came out of the Tangled Caravan, but it's a patchworky mat. So it's just too nice. And this little clip on here is to store Abuela's pocket watch, her little clock. So that's going over here on the wall. I'm so excited because this is just, we're almost done. Okay, up on the tower level, like right up here, which is just an extra spot that I made, but I've got a couple of spots to put some finishing touch butterflies. See? And now we are done. So it has been embiggened, but now we have to, oh my gosh, now we've got to get this all onto the base level. No, it's nice and secure. I've done okay. Oh my gosh, it's not safe for Abuela. She needs a little stud. We'll just kind of attach her here to the sand. She can span those two living areas. Okay, so the Madrigal house has been embiggened and it is pretty secure, and I love the changes that I was able to make, but I mean, I loved the original design itself. It just needed more. They always need more. I know that it would, if Lego made it like this, it would just really fire up the price point and nobody would be able to afford it with the prices of Lego now. But I just love having all the detail packed into Lego. I mean, that's the whole point. Oh, yeah. So I've packed as much detail into this as I could. I hope you like it. I have had the best time planning this out and just getting it themed just right. And yeah, we've still got some more characters to make, so hopefully I will get a chance to do that very, very soon. And then when they're ready, they can fit into this house. Though I know there's not enough room for everybody, but I don't have enough... Their rooms are like infinitely big, so I don't even know how I'd start that. But anyway, this will do. This is lovely. I'm really pleased. Let me know in the comments what you think of the embiggened Madrigal house, and yeah, come back soon because there are more videos coming up all the time. What on earth was that? All right, see you. Oh my gosh, bye.